elections coming up, the Dune Debacle, and that dreaded virus.
I'm Bomber.
And I'm Chris.
And you're listening to This Week in Sedgefield.
All right, it is about a week now before elections, our national elections, and every other kind of election that there is. Bomber, how are you feeling about these elections?
I'm feeling a little weird about them.
Weird in what way?
Weird in we're all wanting change.
Yes,
but we're
agreed.
kind of a bit nervous because some change could be very, very big, and it could be negative change.
Yeah.
So we're all, I don't know, I'm finding people are sort of saying, okay, if it has to be ANC, then let it be, because we're really scared of the alternative on that side. But we'd prefer something better than the ANC because they haven't done a very good job.
Yeah.
Yeah, so people are a bit confused as to what they want.
Yeah, well, maybe not what they want. I think you nailed it on the head there. We want change.
Yeah.
And, you want an ameliorate, something that would make it better, but you want some kind of catalyst, something that's going to improve. And we were speaking about it this morning, just a little bit. But just imagine, just take a moment to contemplate, what if things just got a bit better?
Oh.
Doesn't that sound nice?
It does. It sounds like a comfy blanket.
Oh, goodness.
A little bit better, yeah.
Just a little bit better.
Yeah.
So we're going to have, in this election, there are going to be a whole bunch of ballots as well. And there's been this one video that's been going around, or a few videos that have been going around about it. Do you understand it?
I didn't until we all chatted about it this morning.
Okay.
And now I have an idea that you're doing one vote for provincial.
Provincial, yeah.
And another vote for national. Mm-hmm. And then the third one is kind of is it a parliamentary vote? So you're voting your provincial people.
Regional.
Regional.
Was the term, yeah.
Okay, regional to put the right people in the house.
Ooh, yeah.
House.
That will represent your region, not your province. Not the government. It seems a bit weird. I know, and it was some law from last year that was kind of coming to fruition.
Yes,
with this election, it just seems a little bit strange. But I wonder if somebody would vote different for each of those. Because I found it interesting hearing from a colleague as well how he is voting a completely different party from provincial, regional, and national. All sorts of difference.
Absolutely,
which is kind of strange, hey?
It is.
Well, I don't know if it is strange. Maybe that is the new norm, and we're definitely headed to a bit more of a coalition, or possibly a coalition, which we see in our municipality coalitions. And would we say that's gone well? could anyone say that's gone well?
I would say that's gone. Well, yeah, no,
with a bit of ellipsis in there, yeah.
Absolutely. We've had a bit of an interesting time in the municipality. Just quickly,
what's the latest?
Well, I think the last time we chatted, the provincial government had ordered that our municipal manager should not have been selected because...
Null and void.
Yes. Those were the words used.
That's pretty definitive.
It is, yeah. And he's decided to take that and appeal.
Which is fine. That's right. It's good that we're able to appeal decisions.
It's kind of weird, though, because he's appealing, and therefore he's keeping his job while the appeal goes through. So it really is weird, because they're saying no, he shouldn't have been picked anyway.
Yeah.
All the proof is there, and the proof has been in the pudding.
Oh man, the evidence for how he even got kind of to his place is pretty hectic. When you look at kind of I haven't seen the exact transcripts, just kind of reporting on it, of the other candidates who were really positive, really strong, and then he was the one that wasn't necessarily the one. Was still good.
Basically,
was still
three candidates. Two of them were considered advanced in most of the criteria, and he was
Needs
marked
improvement
as basic. Yes,
basic. Okay.
Do you remember your school report?
Yeah. Well, I'm a teacher.
Should try harder.
I love rubrics. Yeah. Rubrics are great.
Okay. Disrupts the rest of the class. That seems to be
gets a four for that one. Yeah. I would believe it. So that's going to be very interesting to see what comes out from that, where there is. There is kind of talk of maybe there are some strange links with that between what happened with the mall and moving over, because that hasn't been smooth, where they moved some of the municipal offices across. There have been a lot of unhappiness from some people in that. Just coming back to how he is back in office, and it seems like a few of the other parties are saying you shouldn't even be back in. You can go ahead and appeal it. That's your right, and that's good that we do have those kind of rights. But you're not employed here, dude. Like
that's I don't know, but then the worst thing that could happen, and it's happened so many times before, is that they say to him, "Okay, you're suspended."
Oh yes,
because then the guy goes to sit at home and gets full pay, and we have to pay for someone to replace him. We don't want to do that.
Double, triple, whatever whammy. And I think this really is it. It doesn't. It feels sometimes a little bit like, okay, cool, that's all the way over there in Neisner. It's a bunch of kilometers down the road on a lovely, lovely drive, and they've got their issues and we've got ours. But man, this really does impact our day to day, and it's something we kind of do speak about and have mentioned before. And I think and this is our main thing that we're really wanting to speak about today, is how it impacts our day to day life here. And especially in issues where there are poorer people, where there are municipal things that need to be done, and municipal enforcing of laws and things like that have come up. And one of the major ones is around the dunes, and one dune in particular.
The dune basically between Groenvallei, Meetingsride, and Smutsville on the other side.
Am I taking that a bit too far, saying that, hey, like what's happening over there, I say over there, in our municipality is directly impacting this? Like, if that was sorted, if these municipal meetings and the municipality and all the employees and the councils and whatever, if they were a bit more sorted out and together and not calling each other monkeys and cussing each other's faces off, then maybe we wouldn't have issues like this.
Yeah, I truly believe that things aren't being done. And that's the problem. If they would stop fighting with one another and start governing and get people with strengths, I just think that the morale in the municipality must be very, very low of the staff.
Can you imagine what it must be like to work in that environment?
Terrible. And there's rumors every second month, there's rumors that they're not going to make the payroll. So that must be a scary thing to work under.
Yeah. And no one likes you.
yes, no one likes you. And so the Dune story that we've touched on before, which is still there, it's not going away. One would hope the Dune is not going away.
Yeah.
But
although
basically it's the same story as before. There is illegal building going on top of the dune because people have nowhere else to build. But it's a dangerous place to build.
It is.
It is a protected area, and there is a court order. We keep going back to the court order. Law enforcement, which is a municipal office, for want of a municipal service, their job is to police the bylaws, municipal. So we've got SAPs who police the country's laws, and law enforcement police the bylaws of the municipality. So they do some of your traffic fining, all that sort of thing, noise pollution, and so as we've mentioned before, there's a court order that says the law enforcement, with the help of SAPs, if they want to call on SAPs, must stop any illegal building on that land which belongs to the municipality between the two communities, because it's on top of a very dangerous dune.
Does that include where there are electrical poles and telephone poles? That's what I'll call them. I assume that there aren't telephones attached to them, but would that include that land?
That includes the land.
How did that happen?
I don't know.
Is that?
I wish. I think it's two very different parties, not parties, two very different fields of government, sections of government, and one of them is, you can imagine, it's an admirable thing. They're trying to give power to impoverished communities.
Yes.
So basically, there's budgets for them to do that. Yeah, to electrical power.
Yes, yes.
So there's budgets for that. So when they come across this growing community that does not have power, there is money in a budget to provide power for them so that they can at least live with dignity. But the fact that that community has built in a place where it shouldn't be building, changes the whole dynamic.
It does.
So it's two different departments. It's very confusing.
Yeah, sure.
So, once again, land has to be identified where people can build and live with dignity and have the services provided to them, water, lights, sewage. But it can't be on top of the dune.
No,
because it's dangerous.
Yeah, it's dangerous for everyone.
It's environmentally scary. And it is, for the people living on this side of the dune, they're just seeing more and more houses going up.
Yeah.
They have been given numbers to phone to call law enforcement in. Collab numbers, which is a recording of what you have complained about.
Oh, okay.
Reference numbers.
I didn't know about that one.
So they were told in the last time they complained, which they do constantly
daily,
about this, understandably, this is what you have to do in order for the municipality to act.
Yes.
What I'm hearing is they're doing that now, and the municipality is not acting.
Yes. Yeah, because I mean, even last time when we spoke about this, it was there was kind of glimmers of hope there that the municipality said, "Okay, cool, we're on it. We're going to do something about it."
Yeah.
But I can't tell you. I mean, even since then, you hear on weekends, especially, you hear the hammering, you hear the sawing, the cutting down, and maybe some of that is my other neighbors. But I'm in Groenvallei here, and we can see. My wife was visiting another friend who's on Fraser Street, trying to sell her place, and went into her backyard, and then it looks like looking into someone else's kind of window in their house on this really steep, really precarious, like sketchy looking dune. And I mean, she's going to struggle to sell her house as well.
Yeah, and the thing is, if it carries on, because obviously you have to clear the land on the dune, there could well be a collapse. Now that's going to affect obviously the houses below.
Yeah.
But also the people living on the dune. Now, if it can be proven that they have been allowed to build there, which one might think that electricity poles going up and power to the houses would infer that they have been allowed to build there, then
that doesn't happen by accident.
The municipality is going to be very, very responsible. And legally, who knows? Who knows what could happen if people get hurt?
Yeah. We just don't want that. But I mean, legally, there are a lot of legally things that are going on in the municipality that are quite unresolved and remain so for a very, very long time. Yeah. But the community is taking action. I saw a post, an advert for a talk or some kind of gathering or meeting that's happening around the dune.
Yeah, I think it's called People of the Dune.
People of the Dune. That's a lovely name,
isn't it? Yeah, it's like a rock band, I reckon.
Exactly. Yeah.
People of the Dune. So that's happening on Friday, but now I'm not sure what's going to happen in this meeting because I don't think it's people on the ground, as it were. I think it's someone from Nelson Mandela University. Now I stand to be corrected here.
Yeah.
I have a feeling it's someone from Nelson Mandela University, the George branch, the George campus as such.
Oh, okay, cool.
Is possibly doing a thesis on this or something along those lines, but they are facilitating it as far as I could see.
Well, that's very
so
interesting.
So it's basically pulling together people to say, okay, we're on this dune. What can we do to preserve it? What can happen that it's... the litter is lessened, the buildings are safer.
And the litter's getting hectic,
Yeah. So it could either be a nice get-together, a community working together.
Cheese and wine with the people of the dune.
But I fear that it may turn into a shouting match because
really?
there are lots of very unhappy people on all sides.
Yeah.
And once again, I keep saying, this is not about pitting community members against one another. This is about the municipality not doing their job, not policing their own bylaws, not policing the court order that instructs them to stop this.
Have they given a reason for why? Have they said, we're struggling with people, with resources, with somebody telling us what to do?
No reason given. The last reason I heard when they reported, I think yesterday, there was some more building going on. You see, that's the thing. It's going up on a daily basis. Someone said, someone shared a recording on one of the WhatsApp groups of someone in authority in Knysna, they didn't have a name to it, saying there's a march going on in Knysna at the moment and we are attending to that.
Oh.
So, yeah.
Oh, okay. And then, the next day?
The next day, the house is up, the roof is on, and...
Yeah. Okay, so you mentioned a WhatsApp group.
Yes.
And this seems to be one of the big catalysts or big things that's trying to incite change or do something.
Yeah, they're trying to get together and form a formal group because I think that, and to handle it legally, there's going to be a petition put together. It's currently being worked on. We're going to put something in next week's paper about it.
Oh, cool. Okay.
I'm going to ask the municipality for some answers.
Yes.
Whether or not we will get them or not. It's their communications department is very efficient, but they have to get answers from the people in the managerial posts, and that's not always easy.
Yeah, because there are so many other things going on that they're sort of attending to.
Yeah.
So how do you think, and I've asked this before, and it kind of just leads on to it, but how does this get resolved? It's identifying the land. Okay, so let's say that happened. That there's this land, the fire station land.
Yeah. Oh, don't say that.
Wait, give us a quick rundown, quick breakdown. What about the joke of the fire station land? We mentioned it in our very first podcast.
Okay.
Can you give us another 1 minute on that?
Okay, a quick minute. So years ago, they wanted to move the fire station from where it is now, which is on the George side of Sedgefield, and build it closer to Smutsville. In fact, almost in Smutsville. Makes sense because most of the fires that happen, the house fires, happen in Smutsville because of the nature of the buildings, the wooden houses, so on and so forth.
And electricity going to them.
Yeah. So the municipality identified a block of land for the fire station, and it became known as the fire station block. Then there was complaints from people living in nearby areas saying, oh, wow, we don't want a fire station to be put there. And the whole idea somehow got scuppered. So
scuppered, that's a great word, by the way. Just
sunk. So no longer was the fire station going to be moved, a new one going to be built there and moved there. However, in the halls of the municipality, the corridors of the municipality, this piece of land in Smutsville became known as the fire station block. Later on, years later, they were identifying land to put up low-cost housing, formal low-cost housing projects. One of the blocks of land identified was the fire station block. So when people in Sedgefield...
At which point a group of people panic.
Absolutely, because they believed, understandably, that the fire station block was the block of land behind the actual fire station, which is on the outskirts of Sedgefield, on the George side of Sedgefield. So they presumed that low-cost housing would be going up that hill.
Because trees were being cleared.
Trees were being cleared just for the sake of getting rid of aliens.
Yes.
Not the ET kind, the tree kind. Yeah. So they got rid of the alien trees, and people were saying, that's the fire station block. Low-cost housing is going up there.
Oh, man.
I have been... Look, I'm not the final voice on this, but I have been assured many times over many years, There is no low-cost housing going up there. The fire station block is the one in Smutsville, which is just called that because
makes sense. Yeah,
there's no other.
I mean, there are a few cardboard boxes that get thrown up in that area where, I mean, that's very low cost housing.
Yes, yeah, very, very low cost.
But not the kind you want.
Yes. Hey, there's another block in Smutsville called the Brickfields block.
Oh yes, yeah, we spoke
and
about
that was a
brick factory, wasn't it?
It was supposed to be a brick factory. They put up sort of half a structure, and the brick factory never materialized. It's still called the brick factory.
Yeah. No, I mean, finding building material for a brick factory, that's a whole nother challenge. What else has been challenging in our area, specifically, it seems, and maybe because we're the biggest complainers, I don't think we are, but some might say that. But no, it's not complaining. But there's been this virus and flu that's been like hitting everyone. You just got better, presumably from it. But
yes.
You look at the primary school, at the schools and workplaces and everything, man, a lot of people getting sick.
Absolutely, yeah. A lot of kids, a lot of adults. I read somewhere that they're saying this is 2020 coming back to haunt us. They said because people wore masks for a long period of 2020, we weren't susceptible to the virus then because we weren't getting the germs. So nobody developed antibodies. So now that's coming back to haunt us. Who knows? There could be a conspiracy theory.
Everything is COVID. Yeah. Everything.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Every little runny bit of nose. It's no longer I picked up the flu.
Yes.
Which is your favorite saying, isn't it?
Let me tell you, people. This is the flu.
The flu.
With a capital T. The influenza. Okay. So I compare it with the plague.
Yes.
We don't say, oh, I had a bit of a plague today.
Any man would compare it with the plague.
So I'm not on top of my game. You don't. You have the plague. You have the flu. Having a bit of a flu is a cold. It's a runny nose. Pull yourself together.
If you're a man, you're probably thinking it's
you might want to lie on the couch. Yeah. The flu. Is basically to give it a proper medicinal description. It's like horde of pygmies have beaten you down with cricket bats and then danced upon your body wearing stiletto shoes and then thrown you into a box of ice.
Beautiful.
That's how it feels. Yeah.
But you're better now.
I'm better now.
Sounds like it was pretty horrendous.
It is horrible.
Very quick for everyone. How did you solve it? How did you get better?
I drank a lot of honey, lemon, and tea.
Rooibos tea. Thank you.
Rooibos tea. Stayed in bed much longer than I really wanted to. It was a week.
Okay.
My wife is still in bed. She's going on 9 days now, I think. Still very, very much coughing, spluttering. But basically take lots of Muti, take lots of vitamin C, Linktogen. Oh, is that advertising? I hope not. Linktogen.
Is that what worked for you? Because there are a bunch of these that do and don't work. Maybe it's different for each person. I find that the deep throat singing.
Yes.
My wife, get me tea. That's great.
That works.
That stuff really works.
Yeah. And eventually the symptoms do come back because your wife is actually beating you with a cricket bat.
With their stilettos and everything. Don't compare it to a pygmy.
That's for sure. But please, seriously, be very careful out there. There are people being hospitalized.
Yeah, a lot of hospitals. I was speaking to someone in Uitenhage who was saying that their hospitals are actually filling up with this virus. Like it's actually getting serious. We're taking it light. But there are a lot of people who are getting better. But I think it's the people who are like, no, tis but a cold or a flu that I picked up.
Yes,
no. Take it easy, take rest, because when you go out, you get other people sick, and you get my kids sick, and that makes me cross.
I can imagine. Yes.
You can imagine
don't want your
cross,
kids to
like
get
a pygmy dancing.
The flu.
Yes, no, wouldn't want that. We do want you guys to get better.
That's it.
And so I hope that you have an absolutely brilliant week. We're going to try out our podcast every single week. So please let us know if you enjoy that, if it's helpful. If it's not, then feel free to not let us know.
Yep.
And we'll just take all of the positive stuff and then discard the rest.
Yeah, like I say, write your complaints down on the back of a blank 200 Rand note and just slip them under the door.
A blank 200 Rand and blank 200 Rand note. That sounds like a photocopied one. You can keep that one, but awesome, guys. Hope you have a great week, and then we'll see you soon.
Absolutely. Bye.